Yes. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another Monday afternoon build stream. Well, it's Monday afternoon here on the West Coast, on the smoke-covered West Coast. I guess it's an evening build stream over there on the East Coast. But welcome, you guys. We're going to be doing a little bit of a build stream today, a little bit of a Mech mod show and tell, a little bit of an RDA sort of building session. I got a Not the Real Gerard Butler. I know we'll be stoked because we got a nice shot of the box just for you, something to look at. Got a nice shot of the box. I got some strawberry something, which means I need to put a nicotine warning up here. We got some strawberry something that's going to go on the inside, and I can't wait. I haven't vaped this juice in a while, and I'm excited about it, but here's the nicotine warning. Some of the products featured in the video today can contain nicotine. They don't natively come with nicotine. The user has to decide if they want to put nicotine in it when they get it. They can also vape it without nicotine. So there you go, YouTube. So as usual, like I said, we're going to be building this. I got some coils and tools and calipers all set aside for all these shenanigans. But if you guys have any questions for me as we're going along, you want to see any more specifics about it, this is interactive. If you want to see the button, shit, we'll take the button apart on this. If you want to see what this Mech mod looks like with an Aromomizer V2 on top, let me know, and I'll do my best to accommodate you and to answer any questions that anybody has. So let's just dig into this. It has a lot of names. So one of the names is the Crossbones 4. And I believe that the Mech mod is what is named the Crossbones 4, right? And this RDA is the Unholy V3 RDA, right? Except the Unholy V3 RDA has a 4 engraved on it. So fucking figure that shit out. I have no idea. It's confusing. Will Boyle in with the super chat. That's very gracious of you, my man. You're a bright light in these dark times. Look, I'm trying to be my best. I'm trying to do my best, you know? We need some good vibes and stuff out there. There's so much doom and gloom and nonsense and hogwash, and I'm just trying my best, my man. Christopher Murdoch, dude, you're causing me some major Mech envy. Well, don't be too envy of it yet. I haven't even opened it. We haven't even used it yet. I've heard that this isn't necessarily such a hard-hitting Mech mod. Might be not such a hard-hitting Mech mod. It sure is pretty, though. It's got the bogan on there. Let's start off with the Mech. There it is. Look at this monster. Deathwish Modz. It's very heavily, deeply engraved. You got some, upside down crosses on there. Hybrid 510. That's Bogan's zombified face on there. You can see his big ear gauges. They even got the tattoo on his neck. Like, perfect. That's what his fucking tattoo on his neck looks like. Spider web at the bottom. It's kind of got this telescoping button. I got number 197. Oh, and there's a big sort of vent holes on the back here for, I don't know, in the very unlikely event that you have some sort of catastrophic battery failure, battery runaway, which you should never have. You got venting. You got vent holes. There's no sort of sleeve or Delrin tube on the inside. I got number 197. And you can see the switch here is telescoping to accommodate different sizes of batteries. It's a continuous contact, so this is going to be hitting your button. Then you have a contact on the inside that comes up and hit it. The button feels pretty smooth. Not as smooth as like some other Mech mods that I've had recently, certainly. Not as smooth as that heavy hitter Mech mod, or shit, even this guy. I've been using this arcless Mech mod quite a bit. Titanium recoil on top. This arcless has a really nice, smooth, squishy button. I'm not saying that this one feels rough. Just, doesn't feel super crazy smooth. It comes with the Deathwish tool, which gets included in a lot of them. So if we're going to take this apart, let's just take it apart real quick. You put the two little prongs in. This contact is going to thread out, and this is just threaded into this Ultem ring right here. And then you got another contact down here. This is the contact that you press, and you can see it. Can you see it moving up? Move it up and down. coming up and down. What's up, Eagle Vapes? What's up to you, brother? Welcome. Hope you're looking forward to a lot of bad builds. I do bad builds on this. That's part of the appeal. That's part of the charm, you see. So if we unscrew this, your button is going to release out square. Then you have a spring. It comes with extra springs in the nonsense as well. Comes with extra springs, extra screws. I don't know if this spring is any heavier. They feel the same to me. I'm pressing both of them right now, and these springs, the replacement spring, feels the same. But you get extra springs, extra screws, extra ball bearings, which are going to come into play when we actually get to building the damn thing. It's got a pretty interesting, unique deck in there. So you got the square hole, you got the square peg, square hole goes into the square peg. There's only one way it can do it. Then you got some threads right there. You're going to redrop your contact in here. You can start these off just with your fingers. You know, you don't necessarily need the tool to kind of screw these down. Maybe the rest of the way, like the full way. So we're going to screw that down. Boom, that's your switch right there. But it needs a contact to hit, the continuous contact, as it were. And like you see, it's insulated by that Ultem. I'm going to kind of leave that right there. That should work. I'm interested to see where you can adjust this, like how far down or up you can adjust this. But that's basically really all there is to this tube. It's nice. It feels nice and weighty. The Deathwish stuff always feels real nice. The threads work, you know, pretty smoothly. Those are some smooth threads on the bottom. There's your switch. Machined pretty nicely. You can see those threads right there. And now if we're going to take a look at this RDA, let me grab my little Addy stand here. And this is the Unholy V3 RDA. Yeah, it comes with a monster-sized 810 drip tip. I mean, that is just a monster-sized 810 drip tip. There's a skull on one side. I believe that's one of Bogan's skulls. Right there. Donovan, very gracious of you. You didn't say nothing. You didn't have to. I appreciate that. Southern Comforts here. Yo, Grim, how about that veto on 810? Ron DeSantis, Republican. Big fuck you to Ashley Moody. That's right. Look, I agree with all of that, Southern Comfort. Ron DeSantis absolutely did veto SB 810. Monster-sized drip tip. I am not going to be using this monster-sized drip tip because I don't like drip tips that are this gigantic. I just don't. I get it that it's a 28 millimeter atomizer. So I'm going to be using one of the DHD Bats drip tips. It's acrylic and there's bats in there. It's a little bit loose. This is an old school double O-ring nub. And it's got acrylic and bats in it. And I thought that's pretty fitting for a Deathwish with skulls. And, you know, you need bats. It's a little bit wobbly. It's not the tightest fit. It actually spins really well. It comes with a black drip tip as well. Now, if we're going to look at this AFC, let me open this AFC back up. What you can do with this AFC is you get 6 holes here. And I gave this a few pulls. Feels fairly smooth, maybe a hair turbulent, maybe just like a hair turbulent. But what you can do is you can twist the top here and it's going to start closing off those top airflow holes, and you can close off the top 3. Really super stiffens it up. Or you can keep going, close off the next one, close off the next one, or you can run it just like this. You can run it with no airflow. But if you keep turning it, which, by the way, these O-rings, when they're dry, it takes a little bit of muscle. And you keep going, you're going to get to the flat edge of the AFC so you can open them up horizontally. So 2, 2, and 2, right? 2 there. Now you can have this, just these 4 open. That actually, that feels pretty nice. That actually feels pretty nice. And then if you keep turning, you get them all back open again. Let's take a look at this deck. Whoa. My little 510's coming out of the acrylic here. This was made by Lazy Vapors. Lazy Vapors Customs. Here's the deck. Let's look at this deck for a second. You have these big, huge Allen key grub screws, humongous. And then you have a little ball bearing in there. And I was really like, I don't know, confused / fascinated by this. I thought, what purpose do these ball bearings serve? I don't know what purpose these ball bearings serve. I don't know. My first thought was, oh, well, you could put one coil above this ball bearing and then the other coil below, below this ball bearing, and it would be like a velocity maybe. Maybe with round wire you could do that. You could make it like a makeshift velocity style deck. But with the coils I'm going to be using today, I think we're going to have to go above the ball bearings on both sides and kind of have a little bit more, stacked of a build. But I feel like I'll just, running the risk of repeating myself, yeah, the Devil Vapor, I definitely agree with you. AFC needs some sort of knurling on top. I mean, when you get some liquid in there and it gets a little bit juicy, it's a little easier to spin. Plus, if you want to, you can kind of set your AFC ahead of time and then just press it straight down as to how you like it. But it is, when they're dry, they're a little rough. But anyway, I do think with round wire, you could go one up and one down. I think there's enough room right there for a round wire above and below. And then it can kind of be a little makeshift velocity style deck. I don't really know what these ball bearings are for. I tried fiddling around earlier and putting the coil underneath the ball bearings, and that doesn't seem to do much. Didn't seem to do much of anything, honestly. Here, let me adjust my camera down a little bit so we can get a little bit better shot of this hot building action. We're going to leave this on here. The coils that I'm going to attempt to install today, yeah, they came from Mr. AJ Holland. These are quad core aliens. The dual coil is supposed to come out to 0.11, which AJ Holland is usually right on with his resistances. Quad 28 gauge cores, claptoned with 37 gauge. This is all Twisted Mess's Nichrome 80, not Niachrome. Niachrome, like I always say, but Nichrome. Southern Comfort in with the super chat. Enjoying my flavors, my Florida flavors right now. Damn right you are. Enjoy them. Southern Comfort just sent me one of those bat tips. She's hot. Definitely, Jess is definitely very cool person. One of my nearest and dearest friends. Haven't talked to her in a while. Hope she's doing well. But yeah, we got bat drip tips, AJ Holland aliens. Let's just go for it. Let's just jump in. It might be time to switch to full Russian hacker mode. I know that these are 3mm core, so I can put a 3mm on here. 3mm aliens, AJ Holland. They're real nice. Why won't it focus on you? There you go. Look at that alien. Can I get it even closer? Oh, look at this alien. Let's test the limits of what this lens can actually do. Will it zoom? Yes. Those are the aliens we're going to be installing in this on a 3mm spoke, as it were. 3mm spoke. I've used my coily tool to kind of measure these, and I think I'm going to cut them right at a 5.5 on the coily tool. I'm going to cut them back here. You guys aren't going to be able to see this. 5.5 on the coily tool. You'll just be able to see the bottom of it. Yeah, there it is. 5.5 on the coily tool. Yeah, we're going full Russian hacker, which means I won't be able to see the chat, so don't say anything too offensive. Or not, I don't care. I'm not the boss of you. And then what I always do is I use the coily tool for one, and then I'll grab another coil out of here, and I'll just place it like side by side and just cut them the same. I'll just use the other one as like a template, Just cut them the same. And as always, I recommend just cut your leads. Let your little lead clippings fly wherever they want to go. There's no sense in trying to keep track of them. Just let them fly throughout your office. It's kind of my favorite thing to do. Let's see if we can actually install something on this. Does GrimmGreen have the skills today? Probably not. Technically, no. But so what? Oh, shit. Yeah, man. These are a little bit farther apart than I anticipated. These are really much farther apart than I anticipated. Holy shit. I might need to add a wrap to this. Wrap added. Yeah. Well, I needed to add a wrap to the AJ Holland coils, and even that said, I don't even need to trim them now that I've added that wrap. What is the distance on these? Let me get my calipers, not the real Gerard Butler. What's actually the distance on these? 17 and a half millimeters from edge to edge. I guess if you were to measure from this post holes, it's about 11 and a half millimeters. Maybe round it down to an even 11 millimeters across there. It seems like a lot of coil. Seems like a lot of coil you need for this. All right, so disregard the ones that I pre-clipped at 5.5 millimeters, because I'm just going to grab these and add a wrap. And it should come out perfectly. Dang. You know, I tested this a little bit. I wasn't going in completely blind with this today. I tested this a little bit. And these fit in here perfectly before. Grimm needs to do a spaced coil, Eagle Vapes. Listen, I just don't like spaced coils. I don't want spaced coils. I like tight little contact coils. Tight, crackly little contact coils. You rarely get a crackle with a spaced coil. IMO. You rarely get a crackle. I want the crackle. Give me the crackle, mother trucker. Now comes the hard part. Let's see if I can hang on. We're gonna go radio silent here real quick, because these have to stack on each other. Yeah, they can't go under those ball bearings. They kind of both have to go on top of the ball bearings. Yep. They both go on top of the ball bearings. With round wire, like I said, you might be able to do it. I don't think you can do it with any sort of like fancy fused claptons, aliens type of coils. Those are screwed down. I'm just going to leave them like that, right? That's perfect. Shit. I think that looks great. Rate this install as of right now. I'm guessing it's going to be in the 3 to 4 range. 3 to 4 range. Because they're all fucking crooked and wonky. It's okay. We're going to fix them. In fact, don't rate them right now. 42 Mowgli Vape, so I appreciate that. I know that you're lying through your teeth, but I appreciate that. We'll straighten them up. We'll straighten them up. We'll fix them up. Nobody gets your panties into a bunch of panties. Already looking better. That one's a little bit wonky, crooked still. That's looking much better. I'm just going to make sure that this is tight, tight, tight. Dang, I had a lot more turning to do on that screw. 2.5? 12? Wait, I can't read that far. Who said 12? Billy, thank you. That does feel like a 12. Not Dash, 42? I always go for Disco Potato. See, yours is the only opinion I care about because you work in a shop, so you're legit. Screws are screwed down onto those ball bearings. You can kind of see how it works. I still don't quite get the ball bearing situation. I don't get it. Is there something I'm missing? Is this fancier than it, what am I missing with the ball bearings? Oh, this is only a 2700. Hang on. I need a 21700 battery. Because we need to dry fire this bad boy. I'm pretty excited about this. 6 seems to be the general. Look, I'll take 6. That's a meaty part of the curve. I'll take 6. And once again, look, if your build fucking works and fires, then don't even trip. Like, you don't have to have Instagram quality coils. Like, we're not all twisted messes, you know? We're not all twisted messes. We can't all install beautiful coils like Kent does. I mean, we can try, but we'll fail. We'll just fail. Yeah, that looks wonky as fuck. So let's telescope this button in. As telescoped in as we can get it. No, not firing. It's not firing. And the first sign that you did something wrong is that your mech mod isn't firing. So that's good. This probably needs to be screwed down more. Yep. I guarantee you that's what it was this switch. Guarantee you. I can give you some tips, but you wouldn't take my advice. 3.5. Oh, Southern Comfort. Look, just because I didn't take your advice that one time doesn't mean that I will never take your advice. Yeah, I know, not the real Gerard Butler. It's totally... See, now they're firing. It was the contact, and I knew it was the contact. When I was putting that switch back together, I thought, that contact's hanging out there way too far. It's hanging out there all pink and naked. It's not going to fire correctly. But now we're going to pulse and strum. Actually, let's straighten this up, because look, that's even bothering me a little bit. Okay, that's straight. Okay, the much better, right? Flat, straight across. Okay. This Deathwish Modz is pretty heavy, and this you can kind of press it down under its own weight to fire it. Oh no, it does have to actually recess into the body. So if I have this sitting on my desk, its own weight won't fire it, and if I press it down, it still won't fire it. You have to actually get in there with your finger and do the firing and the pulsing and the pinching and the strumming and the strumming and the loving. So you just pulse and strum, pulse and strum, pulse, both sides, pulse and strum. Flawless. One little hot spot to work at, flawless. That is glowing flawlessly now. Flawlessly glowing. I could not be more happy with this build right here. What do you have to say there, Jake? Yeah, Southern Comfort, listen, I'll take your advice when you give me good advice to take. I'm just kidding. Jake Scrapwood, you had the Deathwish owner comment and say 1 over and 1 under on the ball bearings. Oh, 1 over and 1 under on the ball bearings? All right. I tried to do that earlier, but a fused Clapton cannot go 1 over, 1 under on those ball bearings. There's just not enough room. Those ball bearings are way too big. Maybe with round wire that would work. And, you know, it would act like a little bit of like a velocity style deck. But I fiddled earlier. But right now we got both ball bearings over. It's going over both ball bearings. I just stacked the leads on top of each other. And it's working. Look at it glow. Watch it. Glow. Glow. So perfectly good. So perfectly evenly. But that makes a lot of sense to go 1 over, 1 under. That kind of makes sense. Sir Mix-a-Lot, welcome. Didn't realize you were a fan, but welcome. I don't know. I haven't checked the resistance yet. We'll test the resistance on the Guarmod. Yeah! Guarmod from Death Mods. Let's check this resistance. I'm guessing it's going to be a 0.11, 0.12. Like I said, AJ Holland, he's usually pretty spot on with his... see, there you go. 0.13. Yeah, it's a 0.13. 0.13 on their, tested it on the DNA 250. 0.13. I love this Death Modz, Tom. I would miss it too if I didn't have it. Plus, this one is like my favorite band of all time, fucking Gwar. In fact, I was just listening to the Gwar 30th anniversary remaster of Scumdogs of the Universe, and it's amazing. It's the best that album has ever sounded. No, Millerman Chris, come on. There's no way that this coil is spaced. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at this coil. You tell me that there's spaces in there. Okay, maybe slightly. Maybe slight spaces, okay? What do you want from me? I'm trying my best here. God damn it. I'm trying my best. Look, on a macro level, we're at a 6.1 now, John? 6.1? I'll take it. I don't even care. Disregard the constable. Call the cops. Please fix that crooked coil. It's as fixed as it's getting right now. I'm moving already on to the cotton stage. It's not that crooked, is it? Do you even vape, bro? Listen, you Southern Comfort, I do vape. I'm just kidding. Cody, the owner of Deathwish, is in the chat, and he said you can use it like a velocity, and that's the way he designed it. Listen, I know. I think it would work with round wire. Fused claptons, there is definitely not enough room. I'll just say that. There's maybe 2-core fused claptons, but not quad-core aliens like I have now. Here's the thing. Even though I've built it the way that I've built it, it still works. It still works perfectly. Perfection has been achieved. Let's get some freaking cotton in here. Cotton bacon prime. It's the only way to fly. We're going to roll it in. You know, we do the roll technique. I saw Todd doing the roll technique the other day. I was like, I think he stole that from me. But there's some cotton in there. This is the home stretch, man. This is the home stretch. I'm going to ask for some final judgment of my coil. You know, rank it as soon as I'm done wicking it. Yeah. Bangin'. Bangin'. I will say, that's pretty easy to build. It's just a 2-post. And you can, you know, if you want to utilize those ball bearings and turn it into like a makeshift velocity style deck, it seems like the ball bearings are the most difficult way to make it into a velocity style deck. And I get that you don't want to just clone the velocity deck. I get it. And that you want to be creative with it. I get it. There it is. All right. Give me those final rankings. What do you think? On a scale of 1 to 10, how fantastic is that build? I'm going to go with a 10. Like, this is one of the best build streams. I feel more confident about this build than I have about a lot of other builds that I've done on this or installs. 2 minutes left, John? Shit. We'll get there. We'll get there. Let me put my nicotine warning up so we can put some liquid on this. I'm going to be coating this generously. 6.5, Heath. 6.9, Heath. 9 out of 10. 10 for sure. I know. Frog Dog, a 4. Look, I'll take that constructed. Bill, okay, look, that might be a little bit harsh. A 0.2? A 0.2 out of 10? A 0.2 out of 10? Look, I'm here to show you that anybody can do this. Let's graciously coat these with some nicotine strawberry flavored e-liquid because we're adults and adults enjoy the flavor of strawberries. Unless you don't enjoy the flavor of strawberries, then I'll say, that's cool. You don't have to enjoy the flavor of strawberries. I do. Interested to see how the blaying ability is on this. Maybe it might require a little bit of a back and forth, but really, when you cut your wicks even with the edge of the deck, they'll just be the perfect length to just tuck in, and they'll be resting on the bottom. So any of the overflow juice that's going to go through the middle, it's going to get to your wicks, and it's going to wick to your coils. And I think that's pretty great. The edge of the deck is literally like the perfect measuring tool for your cotton. Generously applied e-liquid. Look at, even got 2 little dollops sitting right there in the screws. Now, who knows? When you take a drag and you have liquid in those 2 little screws right there, might jettison hot liquid magma right into your mouth. Should we try for some vapors? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's vaporing hard. It's vaporing all over the place, man. It's vaporing. Vaporing. As far as airflow goes, the first thing I want to try is the top row cutoff. No, you know what? Fuck that. Let's try it full open. Full open, full open. There are little tabs. You can see notches. Do you see the notches in the tabs? There's little notches. Do you see this little notch right here? That's the tab, and the notches on the inside. The great thing about this mod and RDA is the notches line up with the engravings. So you just have to make sure that these engravings, there's a good up close look at these engravings. Just make sure that the engravings are lined up with your posts, and you're good to go. They should snap right into place. You know. Nope, we'll take it around the world one more time. There you go. Now it finally snapped into place. It's clean, man. It's a clean fit and finish. Deathwish does good machining. There's just no way around it. They feel high quality. They snap together well. My coils are too low, Mowgli? You're a liar. No, they don't look too low. Well, they might be a little... No. Bro, I can... If I look through this airflow... Upshot close of my old Optimus Prime Transformers tattoo. If I look through this airflow, I can see both above and below this coil. I'd say that's pretty well centered on there. I guess we're going to try the honkin' drip tip first because that's what it comes with. So why not try it with it? Cheers, you guys. I'm going to have a toot right now. Look at the box. Not the real Gerard Butler. Look at the box. Look at the box. Yeah, dude. Okay, I take this back. I kind of like this big drip tip. I kind of like this big ass drip tip. Well, what's up, guys? It's good to see you again. So here we are. We got the Deathwish. This is the Crossbones 4 Mech. If Mr. Deathwish is still here, please correct me if I'm wrong. The Mech is called the Crossbones 4, and the RDA is the Unholy 3. Even though the RDA has the number 4 engraved on it, we're supposed to disregard that. The RDA is actually the Unholy V3, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's blast some liquid through the center and see how that goes. I feel like it should get to the coils fairly well. With the airflow full open, you guys, it's nice. It's nice and airy. There's a little bit of just a hair of restriction to it, which I really is necessary for me. I need some restriction. It's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. Now let's close off this top airflow. And yeah, once it gets a little bit juicy in there, it's a little easier to turn. Plus, the AFC, it's easier to turn when the cap's on because the cap is secured by those, what up to you, Sub-Ohm? The cap is secured by those little tabs. So you can freely like turn your AFC. Now we got it set on 3 holes right there. It's just proof. 3 holes right there. Ooh, that's restricted, baby. That is restricted. I am correct? All right. Damn it. I like being correct. If I have a choice between being wrong and being right, I'd always like to be right. That is restricted. That really ups the warmth of it. It really ups like the flavor of it. I feel like I'm getting much more flavor from those 3 holes closed off on top. I like it. That's my ideal airflow. In fact, I'm going to back this off to this configuration right here. That's the configuration I want to go with. 3 on the bottom, 1 on the top. 3 on the bottom, 1 on the top. Let's try this out. Let's try this on for size. Perfect. Holy fuck butts, that is perfect. Blowing my liquid through the middle, even though I have a chubby, drippy, leaky, chubby gorilla drip tip or chubby gorilla bottle. Fucking chubby gorilla bottles. They leak everywhere. They leak everywhere. They leak everywhere. Okay. I don't know what people are talking about that the stainless doesn't hit very hard. I've used a lot of stainless mods in my day, and it's hitting. I mean, if this were copper, maybe it would be like an imperceivable amount of harder hittingness. Hey, some guy in the chat, Vaping with Jesse, has been trying to tell you it's his birthday. What? Vaping with Jesse, it's your birthday? Well, let me sing you happy birthday in a sec. This is the perfect airflow. If you get this RDA, or you get this whole combo right here, this is the airflow I would recommend. That is flawless. Happy birthday to Jesse the Vapor. Happy birthday to Jesse the Vapor. Happy birthday to Jesse the Vapor. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jesse the Vapor. Thank you, Michelle Lynn, for that heads up. Zach's here. I was waiting for you, Zach. I'm here. I miss and love everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Zach, Mr. Pizza Beard, I miss you like crazy, bro. I hope you're doing good. Gustav, Unholy V3, Kennedy 28, Temple 28, or Nightmare RDA. What is the best 28? That's a difficult question to answer. That is a difficult question to answer. Here. I got rid of my Kennedy 28. Yeah. I got rid of it. I forgot about that. I traded the Kennedy 28. Shit. I was going to grab my Kennedy 28 out and see if these fit together. I'm sure they will. That's a hard question to answer because I've only spent literally like 3 minutes, like maybe 5 minutes here with the Unholy. I really like it. It's hard to not love the Kennedy airflow. The Kennedy airflow is just banging airflow. The in bottom up, it's always good. It's always smooth. It's always just the right amount of resistance for me. I do not like the Temple 28. I'll say that. I do not like the Temple 28. I haven't tried a Nightmare. I have not tried a Nightmare, but I do not like the Temple 28 because I don't like the build deck on it. The Unholy V3 build deck is much nicer. I don't know. It's between the Kennedy and the Unholy. I'm loving the Unholy right now. I'll tell you that much. And if you're a person that you care about adjusting airflow, you can't adjust the airflow on the Kennedy at all. What you get is what you get. If you want to adjust the airflow even a little bit, Unholy V3. Unholy V3. Caveman in the chat says he prefers the Nightmare and Temple over the Asgard Mini. What? You're a crazy person. Look, anybody can like whatever they like. I'm never going to gatekeep vaping. Me personally, I like the Asgard Mini much more than I like the Temple. I thought the Temple would solve a lot of my problems, but it didn't. I don't like the Temple. Just don't like it. But this is kicking ass. You could, like I said, use the edge of the build deck. Your cotton will be cut perfectly to just tuck it down, and then the bottom of your cotton wicks, those little tendrils, they're just going to be sitting right there in the deck. You can blay your liquid, it'll get to your wicks, and it'll take it right to your coil. I have no issues with dripping through the middle of this. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, guys. Well, shit. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching me build this. Let me give you one more beauty shot. Let me give you one more glamour shot here of the Unholy V3 sitting on top of that Bogan etched skull and crossbones, the Crossbones V4, the Crossbones 4 on top of the Unholy 3. It's a pretty banging setup. It's not too heavy. It feels nice in the hand. It feels pretty girthy. You know, if we're talking about girth, it's pretty girthy. It's a 28 millimeter. I will say that the Kennedy 28 millimeter feels a little bit more slender than this, but I feel like this is maybe a bit thicker all around than that Kennedy. Maybe a bit thicker all around. Ryan in the chat, what's better, the recoil or the recoil Rebel or the normal recoil? I go OG recoil every time. OG recoil every time. That's the one for me. Now, if you talk to my wife, all she has vaped for the last 3 years is a recoil Rebel. That's all she vapes. Me, all I vape is the original recipe recoil. That's not all I vape, but it's like my go-to. It's sitting on here on top of the Mech Life. That's the titanium recoil. I just love the crap out of it. Oh yeah, let's do vape budget hands real quick. Let's run long and do vape budget hands. There it is. Let's see if this is for sale anywhere. Let's see, Vapors Cloud. Looks like it's in stock right now. Whoa, mama. For the whole setup, for the Mech and the RDA, whoa. Look, it's not crazy, but it's $200. $199.99 for the Mech and the RDA. The RDA alone would probably be, I would pay like $65, $70 for just the RDA alone. So I feel like $2 for a Mech and an RDA, that's not crazy. That's not unreasonable, but it is, you're going to need some vape budget hands. You're definitely going to need some vape budget hands. Ryan? Yeah, Ryan, did you ask that question, Ryan? All right, Ryan. Well, that's it, man. Thank you guys for coming out. It is what it is. I'm enjoying it right now. Pretty easy to build on. I'd like to try later maybe to take advantage of the ball bearing situation that's going on in there. But otherwise, I just stacked my coils. Fucking great. Yeah. And again, that airflow is the bomb.com airflow. That airflow. Memorize it. Use it. Use that airflow. If you buy this, use that airflow. Anyway, you guys, thank you again so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have a Tuesday Bro Tuesday tomorrow. We're going to have a very special guest on Tuesday Bro Tuesday tomorrow. He is a DIYer that if he does not DIY, he might actually literally die. And that's not lying. That's Bible truth right there. If he doesn't DIY, he might actually die. I think we all know who it is. But yeah, we're going to be hanging out with him tomorrow. We're going to do a little bit of news tomorrow, but I'm taking a little bit of a step away from some news and advocacy because it's not treating my mind well. It's not treating my brain well. And I just get sick of being angry all the time. So have a little bit of news and advocacy tomorrow, but for the most part, we're going to be talking to a DIY guy who might actually die if he doesn't DIY. Anyway, smash that like button if you're here and you like what you saw. And even if you didn't like what you see, then just hit it anyway. Like, who's going to know that it was you? Nobody's going to know that it was you. No one's going to come up to you later and be like, hey, I heard that you didn't like that build stream, but you still hit the like button, and that's messed up. We don't stand for that kind of shit on YouTube. You know, we're honest group of people over here. We're honest over here. Anyway, appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you so much for watching me struggle to build that a little bit, but you know what? I think we had a good time. I think we had a real good time. Anyway, I'll say this one more time. Thank you guys. Seriously, so much for coming out. Remember that no matter what anybody tells you, vaping is still, at least, and will always be 95% less harmful than burning deadly combustible tobacco cigarettes. So yeah, be excellent to each other, you guys. Peace.